Hey everybody, good evening. This is Jane Leach speaking to you tonight, and I'm really excited to be able to share the next 45 minutes to an hour with you, sharing with you what we believe to be one of the greatest opportunities in the world today. Now, I know there'll be many people on this call tonight from North America and some of you from Canada, and many of you have invited guests to come and listen to the presentation. So tonight, myself and a very successful colleague of mine, Diana Page, are going to give you an overview of Forever, the company. We're going to share with you the marketing model, the products, and some key tips as to how you can be successful in our business. I've been with the company now for over 20 years. And when I say that, it doesn't feel like 20 years. The time has gone so quickly. It's been the most incredible journey that I've been privileged to be a part of. I've built one of the most successful businesses in the world with this company, and as I say, it's been an incredible journey. Prior to being involved with Forever, my background was horses, equestrian, and farm estate management. So I had a great way of life, but like so many people, I guess, I was busy working hard to make somebody else wealthy. And I always seemed to get to the end of the month and never have enough money myself, even though I worked incredibly hard. And I came to that inevitable crossroads where I woke up one day after working hard for 18 years in my career, thinking there must be a better way. There must be a better way to make a living, to secure my financial future, and to live a life with no financial worry, and being able to do something I was really, really passionate about. And I looked around at all sorts of options and opportunities, and nothing really felt right. Nothing really, if you like, inspired me. And then out of the blue one day, I got a phone call from a friend, and he started talking to me about Forever. And I was immediately captivated, immediately open to the information he was sharing with me. And I quite clearly remember meeting up with him and him explaining the marketing model, sharing the products with me. And I thought to myself, this is it. This is the vehicle that's going to allow me to have a very different way of life and to achieve all the goals and dreams that were important to me. And I got started. And as I say, the journey has been absolutely incredible. And what we want to share with you tonight is what I had shared with me all those years ago. But before I hand over to our first speaker, I want to just share a thought with you, and that is for everybody on the call tonight, particularly the guests. I want to say that you've got to have a very open mind when you look at opportunity, and you've got to be open to maybe changing the way you think about the way you develop an income, because there is a saying, if we carry on doing what we're doing, expecting different results, then that's the first sign of just craziness. And so very often, if we want something different in our life, we have to look at fresh opportunity. And we believe we're sharing amazing fresh opportunity with you tonight. So I'm going to invite the first speaker to come and join me. Her name is Diana Page. She has built a huge business here in the UK and over in Canada. She's one of the top leaders in the UK, and she's going to share a bit about her story and take you through a bit of background about the company, Forever Living, and what we do. So I'm going to hand over to Diana now to share the first part of the presentation with you.
Thank you, Jane. And hi, everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled to be sharing a little bit about Forever with you tonight, because I recently celebrated my 16th anniversary with Forever. And if you'd said to me a little bit before that, before 16 years ago, that I would have gone on to develop such a successful career and live a lifestyle beyond my wildest dreams, I never would have believed it was possible for me. You see, I really do believe I'm just an ordinary person, and thank you to this business, I'm living an extraordinary life. Because when I left school, I didn't have a planned career, and I did all sorts of things, mainly retail, customer service. I somehow fell into a junior marketing role and went on to develop a very traditional corporate career, which was great. And with that career, I am actually Canadian, and with that career, I came to the UK 22 years ago. And then 16 years ago, I started a family. And today I've got two amazing boys who are 13 and 16 years old. And I knew when I was pregnant I didn't want to work full time, but I still wanted to earn a full-time income, which of course, when I told my husband that that's what I was looking for, something I could do part-time to earn a full-time income, he thought I was mad. And then a friend of mine suggested I come and have a look at Forever. And as Jane said, I was open-minded and I caught the vision immediately. What I saw was a company that truly valued people, that if you were prepared to work hard, you could live that extraordinary life. And I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled to be able to, in fact, I'm more excited today to share the opportunity with people because I have had 16 years of helping people with our amazing products. And I've had 16 years of helping people achieve their extraordinary lives. And when I think about what it's given us in just everyday language, we are completely debt-free today, completely debt-free, no mortgage. We live in a beautiful 6-bedroom house in Oxfordshire in England. We've been able to privately educate our children and really make a difference in our close family and friends' lives. And I don't say that to impress you, but really just to impress upon you that what we're going to show you tonight is real. And we're just real people who've put some time and effort in, and we're open-minded looking at it. So here we go. Who are we? Well, Forever Living Products has been trading now for nearly 40 years. We're getting ready to celebrate our 40th anniversary. And they are now trading in over 160 countries at last count, with a turnover of $2.5 billion. And that's because they trade in the health and wellness sector. And I would say most people today are pretty aware of the growth in that sector. People are living longer. There are more gyms than ever before. There are more complementary health therapists than ever before. You will have seen the difference in the health products, health food stores opening up. So the health and wellness marketplace has just exploded. And that's driving growth in our organization because, of course, our product demands a customer loyalty. One of the things that impressed me when I looked at this business is that it has a very long-standing management team. And what that means is that although the company is still privately owned, still privately run, when the founder pulled together his management team when they started the business 40 years ago, the management team are still in place today with all their successors who've been in place for a long time. And that only happens because they share a common vision and a common goal of really helping people to achieve a better quality of life. When we look at the stability of the company, they're cash rich and debt free. And I'm going to say that again, cash rich and debt free. And most businesses go out of business today because they run out of cash. And so when we look at the stability and the long-term opportunity, it is built on ethical practices, which means because it's privately owned and privately run, they run it to good old-fashioned family values, which means it's people first and profit second. So you get an environment where you're truly valued and encouraged to achieve your true potential. So if we have a little look at the ethos and what the company have been able to achieve using their business model. If we look at why Forever are so successful and why they attract and hang on to really good people, it's because it's simply the combined power of a network of home-based business owners. And that means all we do is we supply the product direct to the consumers, and we also show people the potential of this business opportunity. And when we look at the benefits of our business model, which we call team marketing, well, they are endless. But if I take you through some of the top benefits of working this model, number one, that it's all about you. You set your goals, you work at the pace which is right for you, which means if you want to work part-time around a full-time role, you can. If you can go on to develop it full-time, as many of us have. When I think about when I first started with Forever, it was very part-time. And as my family got older and I had more time, I was able to do more. And I've gone on to develop a really significant income, which is willable. And it does what it says on the tin. The income is willable. So unlike a pension or a salary, which stops when you stop, your business income is willable on to your loved ones. And I would say to you, don't tell my 13 and 16-year-old that. They're so successful because you get all the training and support. You know, quite often people say, well, where do I start? Because I've never done anything like this before. Neither Jay nor I had done anything like this before, but there's always somebody there to hold your hand, and you just follow the leader using our very proven system, which has been successful now for nearly 40 years. You also get access to a number of incentives, which you're going to hear about in a bit more detail in just a few minutes. But the big deal about these incentives for me is that I know if I'd spent the last 16 years in my previous job, there's no way I would have accessed the value of these lucrative incentives. So it makes it accessible to the majority of people. And the icing on the cake is that everybody is valued. You're recognized for your hard work every step of the way. And I think in today's business world, people are starved of recognition. There's so much pressure to achieve targets and the bottom line and shareholder value that the essence of people is lost. Well, not in Forever. In Forever, you are recognized and rewarded through the incentive program for all of your hard work. So you're probably thinking, okay, so how does this work? It's a really, really simple model. It starts off, number one, by us using the products, because you're probably like me, that if I didn't actually believe in the products, I wouldn't have felt honest and ethical recommending them or having conversations with people about them. And you're going to hear about the products in just a few minutes. But by using the products, we experience the benefits, so we're happy to chat to people about them. And through chatting to people and having conversations, we develop just 20 to 30 regular customers. And that is key, the 20 to 30 regular customers, because you cannot get our quality of product anywhere else. Our customers come back month in, month out, year in, year out. And I'm thrilled to be able to share the products with you in just a few minutes. But we also now build a team through a concept called time leverage. And all we do is we teach these people to do the same thing, to use the products, experience the benefits, so they feel happy to have conversations with people. By having conversations with people, they go on to develop 20 to 30 regular customers. And they also can go on to develop a small team and coach them to do the same. So the fourth thing we do is we coach. It's called duplication. We coach and mentor our teams to help them find their five people and teach them number 1, 2, and 3. You see, it's a really, really simple model, and anybody can do it. And I think here I'm going to pass you back to Jane now, who's going to take us through the detail of what we do and how it works and how it can work for you. But before I pass you back to Jane, she's so modest in her success. You know, I'm very fortunate to be part of Jane's team. She is a great mentor, an amazing leader, but also a wonderful friend. And she's gone on to develop a very significant business in over 42 countries around the world. She's one of Forever Living Products' number 2 Forever business owner and has been for many, many years. And it just has an incredible reputation for keeping things simple, leading from the front, and just showing people how they can, with a bit of focus and a bit of effort, achieve everything they've ever set their heart on. So it's my pleasure to hand you back to Jane for the next bit.
Thank you, Diana, for a very generous introduction. And, you know, every time I hear this business explained, I just get motivated all over again, because, as Diana said, it's a very, very simple business cycle that we follow and that we learn. And I always say there's only about 8 key things that you need to learn in order to become successful and live the life that is relevant to you and your needs. But in following the cycle that we use to build a business, it's very simple. It all starts with your ability to reach out to people and contact them. And in contacting them, we're quite literally asking them if they would like to look at the products and or the business opportunity. As a result of showing them the products, they will become a customer. As a result of showing them the potential of the business, they will want to come and find out more information. They'll come to a business presentation, they'll get their questions answered, and as a result of being happy about having their questions answered, they'll register and become what we call an FBO, a Forever Business Owner. We then sit down with them, we plan their business, and we have a very simple structure to allow them to take the action necessary to reach one of our key positions, which is that of manager. And then we quite simply sit down with them and we help them to contact, we help them to show, we present the business, we answer questions, we register, we plan, we take action, and we help people develop a business to manager. And that simple concept has allowed myself and literally thousands of others to build businesses that have yielded us incomes beyond our wildest dreams. But you can only really be highly successful in the business if you know why you're doing it. Because you can have the most perfect system in the world, but if you don't have your emotional why, the need, the very thing in your life that gets you up early in the morning, keeps you up late at night, the thing that drives you, the thing that inspires you, we can give you all the tools in the world, but nothing's going to work. So I always say, know why you would want to do the business. And for many people, it could be they want financial freedom. And that was very important to myself when I first looked at Forever. It could be that you want to travel. It could be that you are maybe looking to secure your pension. It could be that you want to have your own business. It could be that you want to contribute to others. It could be a whole host of reasons why that you would want to look at Forever. But I believe if you have a why in your life, you need a vehicle. Forever's the vehicle. You know why you'd want to do it. And if you bring them together, then the magic begins to happen. So how does it work? Well, our industry is very simple. It's based on a lot of people contributing to the greater business. And it works on multiplication of time. As John Paul Getty once said, one of the richest men in the world, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of one person. And when you begin to duplicate your own time and effort, it means that you're reaching out and helping other people. So let's say, for example, you've got 10 hours a week. And in that 10 hours a week, you reach out to a friend who maybe wants to make a few $100s a month just by working with the products. Maybe you've got another friend who wants to be a business builder. They've got 10 hours a month and they join your team. Then you could find somebody maybe you work with. They're looking for complete change of direction. Maybe them and their team do 20 hours. Maybe you find somebody else who's even more ambitious, they do 30 hours. And as you can begin to see by this explanation, within a very relatively short amount of time, as you begin to introduce other people into the business, you now have duplicated your time by helping other people use the product, develop a customer base, and finding people to join their team as well. And you've got over 125 hours now going into your business every single week. And all you're doing is using the product, sharing the product, working with other people to help them achieve their goals and dreams, and duplicating that down. So let's have a look at the areas of income that are available in Forever. I always say that our opportunity is a bit like a banquet table. There are many, many areas of income, and you choose what's right for you. We have what we call the retail opportunity. And the retail opportunity is where people make an extra $200 to $400 a month by sharing the potential of the products. We then have a team building opportunity where you can make maybe an extra $2,000 to $3,000 a month by developing a small team. And then we go on to more of the leadership opportunities where you can make six-figure incomes and more. So how do we begin to build a business in Forever? Well, one of the nice things about Forever is it's your business, but it's under the umbrella, it's under the guidance of this major global organization. And it allows you to build what we call multiple income streams that initially will start locally where you live, and then they will spread to more national, and then it will become a global business. And in building a global business, it means obviously that there are currency equations around the world. So what Forever have done, being a company that trade in over 150 countries themselves, they have developed what we call an internal company currency, which we call a case credit. And a case credit is quite simply a point system allocated to each product. And in North America, a case credit is worth $207 at retail. This may vary a little bit in Canada, and I would suggest anybody that's on the call from Canada tonight get back to the person who invited you onto the call, and they'll give you the finer detail of what a case credit is to you in your country. Now, the company make no demands on you. You can do as much or as little as you want. As I said, it's your business, and you fit it around your existing commitments. The only requirement that Forever asks of you, if you want to build a team and you want to be paid on the turnover of that team, that you personally build what we call a 4 case credit per month personal business. And when I first heard that, I must admit I was curious as to how I was going to do that. I really didn't understand it when I looked at the business on day one. But as I began to break it down, I realized it was very simple. You see, as Diana said, we all use the product. We have such a powerful relationship with these products because they are quite simply life-changing. Once you use the products, you gain such benefit from them, you have such a relationship with them that you naturally want to retail the product. So everything that you use and everything that you buy to retail goes towards your personal 4 case credits per month. And then, of course, you'll want to share the opportunity with people, because when you're as excited about a product and an opportunity as we are, you will genuinely want to share it with people you care about or people you know of right now who might be looking to make some extra money or a change of direction. And when you recruit somebody personally in any calendar month, the Start Your Journey pack that they would purchase to start their business is 1.4 case credits. So if you recruited a couple of people in the month, and if you retailed and used some product yourself, you'd find very quickly it's very simple to do 4 case credits. In fact, you'll find yourself doing a lot more than that. And I can say from my own experience over the last 20 years, I've never, ever, ever, ever missed 4 case credits. In fact, I don't do that little. I always do between 6 and 10 case credits personally myself every month because of what I use, what I sell, and what I recruit. So how do we get paid? I'm going to now run you through the marketing model and the simplicity of it and give you an idea of how you can build an income that's relevant to your needs. When you have looked at this business opportunity, when you've had your questions answered, you register with the company as a new business owner and you purchase your Start Your Journey pack at a massive 15% discount, and that will cost you $245. Now, if you think about this, you're going to start your own business, which can change your life radically, change your financial situation, help you pay off debt, help you pay your mortgage, help you travel the world, give you a life that most people only ever dream of, and your investment is $245, and that comes with a money-back guarantee. And when you purchase your business box, your Start Your Journey box, it comes with a selection of products, the fastest moving products, and the literature that you need to get up and running really quickly. And that first purchase will promote you immediately to an assistant supervisor, and an assistant supervisor going forward is accessing 35% wholesale retail rebate on everything they use, they retail, and they recruit. And typically, this assistant supervisor is a retail opportunity where people can make really good second incomes into their homes by using the product and conversationally marketing it to other people. Now, the key to the business and success in the business is not just sharing the product, but sharing the business as well. And the next position on our plan is what we call a supervisor. And a supervisor is somebody who's probably got maybe 3 to 5 people in their team, and collectively, this team over any 2 consecutive months will do what we say 25 case credits worth of productivity. And when they do that 25 case credits worth of productivity, they're going to get a pay rise. They're now working off 38% wholesale retail rebate on everything they use and they sell. And they're also making a 3% team building bonus on everybody in their team. And this is paid to you via the company. It doesn't come to you from any other Forever business owner. This is Forever Living saying, well done, you're sharing the product, you're sharing the opportunity, we will reward you for your efforts. Now, Obviously, as you begin to duplicate your time and effort by developing a team, they in turn will do the same thing. And the next position on the plan is that of an assistant manager. And an assistant manager is somebody who's typically got maybe 10 to 15 people in their team. And collectively, over any 2 consecutive months, that team will do 75 of those case credits. Now, the key thing here is everybody's using the product, everybody's looking after their 20 to 30 customers, and everybody is sharing the opportunity. And what happens now as you begin to develop a team and you hit this target of 75 case credits over 2 consecutive months, you become an assistant manager and you get another pay increase. This means that you're now personally accessing in excess of 43% of everything you use, you sell, and you recruit. But if you look at your team now, you'll have brand new assistant supervisors. They're on 35%. So the company will pay you a team building bonus, a coaching bonus of 8% on everything your assistant supervisors do. You may now have recruited and developed your first supervisor. They're on 38, you're on 43, and the difference from the company is 5% on that supervisor team. Now, this is just an example showing you maybe having recruited 3 or 4 people and what happens as you duplicate that team. And typically this is going to be around about $580, maybe $600 per month as a result of using and sharing the products and building a small team. But the key position on the marketing plan, the one that sort of opens up the gates to all sorts of incentives and the multiple income streams, is what we call manager. And a manager is somebody who's typically got between 15 to 25 people in their team. And collectively, over any 2 consecutive months, they will have done what we call 120 of those case credits with their entire team. So you're not doing it by yourself, this is a team effort. And that's why when you work with your team and you help them learn the simple system, you'll very, very quickly see how people take responsibility for their businesses, take responsibility for using the product, take responsibility for sharing the product, and get excited and inspired about sharing the opportunity. Now, when you are a manager, you have another pay rise. And this means you're now accessing 48% of everything you use and you retail, and your team building bonus as well. And you're earning the differentials on what your team are on below you. So 13% on your assistant supervisors, 10% on your supervisors, and you'll earn 5% on your assistant managers. And this team building bonus is paid to you by Forever every single month. And typically the reward for building this kind of business is around about $1,600 plus per month. And what we're doing is using the product, sharing the opportunity, and coaching others to do the same. Now, I have to tell you, when I first looked at the business and I had this explained to me from a brand new FBO arriving at the position of manager, I didn't truly understand it all. I didn't understand all the case credits and the differentials. But I got very excited about my future being in my hands, that I was in control about the kind of income that I could earn, and I was going to do that by helping other people. And that felt good. To be able to help other people achieve their goals meant that in turn I could achieve all of my goals. And an extra $1,600 a month coming in to anybody's household as initially a secondary income, and then going on to grow to maybe be a full-time income, is very, very appealing, I would say, for anybody around the world right now. You know, that makes the difference between paying off debt or not paying off debt. That makes the difference between maybe you being able to spend more time at home with your family. That makes the difference for you being able to maybe buy your first home or buy a car or take the family on a holiday. These are not insignificant amounts of money. So from brand new FBO, when you first register and invest in your box and your future, to arriving at the manager position, we call this the team building part of the business. And we also believe that the time you arrive at the manager position, you've served your apprenticeship, you really know how this works, and you can begin now to step it up and enjoy the next area of income, which is what we call royalty or leadership income. Let me explain what leadership income is. Let's just say that you're a manager. You've helped enough people in your team. You've probably got about 15 to 25 people in the team. You become a manager and you're on 48%. And let's just say there's somebody in your team that you've recruited and they say, hey, I want to be a manager like you. Please, can you help me? So what you do is you help them to become a manager. You work with them, you help them build their team, and they become a manager. And they're now accessing 48% as well. And you can say to yourself, wait a minute, if I'm on 48% and they're on 48%, what's the difference? Where's my incentive to help them? I don't get anything off them. But yes, you do, because this next area of income, this leadership income, is 6% royalty income paid to you every single month on the turnover of your first generation manager. And we know that works out at about $745 per month on top of your team building. Now, your first generation manager will also develop a manager. They become your second generation. You get 3% leadership income on them. That's $372 on top of the $745 on top of your team building. If you then take it back to what we call the third level of leadership income, that's going to give you a total of $1,365 on top of your team building income. Now imagine if you have multiple lines of managers that were yielding you incomes of in excess of $1,300 a month. Now this is based on a very realistic and small amount of turnover. We've got managers in our team, Diana's got managers in her team who are so big in the way they have created their teams and generate their turnover that there are multiples of 6%, multiples of 3%, multiples of 2%, and this really does begin to share with you a really exciting income. Let's give you an idea of what that can mean to you. Let's just say that you are a manager and you help 2 people become managers. That's what we call a senior manager. And I believe that everybody on this call tonight knows 2 people for whom this opportunity could be life-changing. And all you have to do is share the opportunity with them and then work together. You need to help them become a manager. You're now a senior manager. That means that you're making about $30,000 a year. Now, by anybody's standard, $30,000 a year is a really good income. But Forever Living is a progressive marketing model, and that's what I love about it. If you're prepared to put the work in, if you're prepared to learn the skills necessary, and if you have a big vision of a big life, then what you do is you help 5 people become managers. That's 5 personally recruited people become managers. Now you're making around about $80,000 a year, and it doesn't stop there. If you help 9 people become manager, it's what we call a sapphire manager, you're accessing around about $147,000 a year. Now this is significant incomes now. This is sort of, certainly in the UK, this would be in the top sort of 5% of income earners in the whole of the country. But it doesn't stop there. Diamond Sapphire is where over a period of time you develop 17 managers, and that's yielding an income of over $250,000 a year. And then the key position on our plan is that of a diamond manager, and that's somebody who's developed 25 managers. And they're earning over $400,000 a year. And what this really shows you is over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you are in control of your income. If you learn the process, you apply the process, and you help a lot of other people, these kind of incomes are really relative to you and more. Now, I'm a diamond manager. I achieved the position of diamond manager in under 7 years. I've now gone on to develop 42 of these personally recruited managers in over 40 countries around the world. And all I've shared with them is a very simple system. We've duplicated that day in, day out. I've developed my leaders, helped them achieve their goals, and in doing so, achieve my goal. And that's the beauty about Forever and the generosity of the marketing model. So let's have a look at how that can impact you on a global basis. Let's just say you live in North America And in living in North America, initially you start building your business, I would suggest, on your doorstep, within maybe about a 15 to 20 mile radius. But people always know people somewhere else. You know, you could join the business and recruit your friend who maybe lives in another state in North America, and maybe they know somebody in South America. And as a result of you recruiting them recruiting somebody in South America, you've gone global. But you may know somebody who lives in the USA who knows somebody in Africa. And we're open in pretty much every country in Africa, and everybody in the USA knows somebody in another country, whether it be Africa, Europe, Asia, and all you have to do using our simple system, whether it be via a Skype call, whether it be via a webinar, is reach out to these people in any of the countries that we're open to, share with the passion, the product, and the opportunity, and before you know it, you've built a global business. And as I say, I've built a business in over 40 countries around the world, and a good proportion of those countries I've never been to. But I have a huge business in Africa, a massive business in Europe, a big business in North America, and all I have done is reached out to people, communicated with a passion, the products and the opportunity. People have come to join my team, and I've taught them to do exactly the same. And that is what is so exciting about the business. You can build multiple income streams, unlike in a job where you get paid once, whether it be weekly or monthly, and you get paid by a boss and they pay you what they think you're worth. Now, I'm not knocking a job. I think every one of us has to have a job at some stage to know the limitations of it. But with this marketing model with Forever, there are no limitations. You can take yourself as far as you want, as long as you're prepared to work hard and apply the process. Now then, some of the goodies. Diana talked about some of the perks, some of the incentives that this company offer that are unlike anything else you'll ever see. And you know, when I was in my career working with in farm estate management and horses, I certainly didn't get these perks. One of the things that Rex Maughan does is he has a program called the Chairman's Bonus. And this means at the end of every year, he takes a proportion of the global turnover, he puts it into a pot, and he shares it out with qualifying FBOs from around the world. And just to put this into context, in 2017, he gave away in 2 days in excess of $26 million to those people who had worked hard and built a chairman's bonus structure. And those bonus checks ranged from $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 up to $50,000 up to $250,000, $500,000, up to $800,000 and up to $1 million. And all the people do to get this end of year bonus on top of their monthly bonus is build a structure that is relevant to the payout. And if you ask the person who invited you onto this call tonight to explain in more detail, they will do that. Now, if that wasn't enough, for those of you on the call tonight who love travel, then Forever offer 2 global incentives every single year. And these, for me, this has been one of the highlights of the company, is being able to literally travel the globe, paid for by Forever, not once, but twice every single year. We have 2 trips. We have what we call an Eagle Manager trip, which is our sort of first trip that you can access. And our Eagle Manager trip has been in places like Italy, in Mexico, in the US. It's been, we just got back from a trip on a big cruise line around the Mediterranean, starting in Spain, going to France, to Monaco, then going on to Rome, in Milan, and then going back to Barcelona. And what was really interesting is this big cruise ship, it was entirely booked out only for Forever people. And you literally had everything paid for, your flights, your travel, your food, everything. And then we have the bigger trip, which is the global trip. And the global trip is a longer trip. It's up to 7 days. And the destinations in the past have been Hawaii, Singapore, they've been South Africa, they've been Dubai, they've been London. They have been unbelievable 5-star hotels, and up to $3,000 spending money. And what's so exciting about this is if you work hard in building your business, you can be accessing these trips as quickly as next year. And interestingly, you could also take your family with you as well. Now, on top of that, like so many people, I guess you'd like to drive a nice car. And certainly when I joined Forever Living, I needed a new car. My car was less than exciting, and I didn't have the money to buy a new car. So imagine my excitement, my motivation, when after only 6 months in Forever, I had achieved the car program. We call it Forever to Drive. And Forever to Drive enables you to access either level 1, 2, or 3, and can give you up to $9,600 per year to buy the car of your choice. And I know that over in the UK in particular now, we have over 500 people qualified to drive a car paid for by Forever, and I know a substantial amount of people in the USA as well. And you can buy the car you want to buy. I must admit, when my very first car arrived on the drive, it was a brand new blue Mercedes. I'd never owned a Mercedes in my life before, and it was just incredible. For 2 days, I didn't even drive it. I just looked at it, sat in it. I was in awe of the beauty of this car. And ever since I achieved that car, I've always had one of my cars paid for the last 20 years by Forever. And you too could be picking up a brand new car sooner than you think if you begin to embrace a marketing model, the business model that we use, and the product. Now, obviously, you know, people say, well, who can be successful in this industry? What kind of people are attracted to the industry? And I will tell you right now, this industry, this company, this profession attracts people from all walks of life. And the people that you're seeing on the screen right now, a nurse, an interior designer, an architect, a cleaning company owner, a dancer. I was with horses. Diana came from a corporate role. We've got mums, we've got dads, we've got lawyers, we've got vets, we've got, you name it. It doesn't matter where you come from, it's where you want to go to. So I would say there is no stereotypical profession that people come from to be successful in our industry. But what we all do have in common are big dreams, a phenomenal attitude, and a great work ethic. So people from all walks of life, all over the world, are enjoying success in Forever. Now, we've shared with you tonight a little bit about the company, a little bit about the history of the company. We shared with you a very simple process that we use in order to build our business. We've shared with you, I just shared with you a marketing model, albeit quite quickly. I've given you an overview of the kind of incomes that are relevant to you, that are open to you if you're prepared to do the work. But I was going as far as to say that everything we've shown you to date would be not possible if we didn't have a phenomenal product range that underpins the marketing model, the incentive program, and the process. So what I'd like to do now is hand you back to Diana, who's going to share with you the product range and give you a bit more insight into why we are so passionate about Forever products.
Thank you, Jane. I always get really excited at this point because you know what? The products are the magic bullet of the Forever marketing plan. You'll remember when we described what it is we do. We use the products, develop a passion, and we talk to people, and we develop 20 to 30 regular customers. You see, we really mean what we say. We develop regular repeat customers, and it's because of the quality of the product. You cannot get this quality of product anywhere else. And so we have a very, very loyal customer following, which makes it very exciting to use and recommend. And when you consider the marketplaces that Forever trade in, they are all massively, massively growing. So if you're going to think about investing your time into a business, you want to make sure that there is longevity, that there's going to be a business opportunity for a long time to come. And you look here, the top 5 sectors in the health and wellness industry, they are all in the billions of dollars. Let me tell you, we haven't even scratched the surface yet with these incredible superior products. So I want you to have peace of mind knowing that if you invest your time with this organization, the products are going to give you sustained growth forever. It will help you build a business that will not just last your lifetime, but remember, it's going to be willable to those that you love. And it's because Forever are very, very famous for growing the world's largest amount of aloe. They only grow it for themselves. They do not supply it to any third party, which means they can afford to produce the best quality product. You see, most people, if not everybody today, has come across aloe vera. So a question people ask me all the time when I'm chatting to them is, all right then, what is the big deal about your aloe? Because you can buy aloe products with aloe in them everywhere. And here we go. This is really, really important because, as I said, this is the magic bullet that makes our business model so successful. They have been growing their aloe naturally since day one. And those of you old enough, if you think back 40 years ago, I don't think any farmer was thinking about growing anything naturally. It just wasn't the way things were done. And yet Forever has grown their aloe naturally since day one. And if you imagine, an aloe plant is very much like a cactus plant. And when you slice open that cactus leaf, there's that gel, that gunge in the middle. That's where all the healing properties are, is on the inside of the leaf. So Forever will only hand fill it out and use the inside of the leaf in all of their products. In fact, it's the rind or the skin of the leaf that's used as natural fertilizer back in the soils. Now, an aloe leaf is very much like a banana. When you peel it, it goes off very quickly. So they have a unique process for preserving that aloe without taking away any of its nutrients. In fact, they're so confident about the quality of their products, they back everything with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, you're probably thinking, so what does that really mean? What that really means is any of our customers can use any of the products for the whole 30 days. And if on the last day they're not happy with it for any reason, if they felt they didn't get enough benefit, if they just didn't like the taste, if they didn't like the way it felt, you know, even if they poured it down the sink, they can return the empty bottles to get their money back. And I'm thrilled to share with you that the returns rate here is less than 0.5%. The products deliver. And not only do we think they're pretty amazing, you can see they have a whole host of seals of approvals, which makes it suitable for most faiths and communities. And we're very proud to say our products are not tested on animals, but they are used on animals because animals suffer from a lot of the same issues, and they want to be just as healthy as humans do. And they also back their products with some amazing advisory board professionals, which means it's not just us who think they're pretty amazing. We've got a whole advisory board who will promote and endorse the products to give you confidence that people with the knowledge and the certifications and qualifications are promoting and endorsing the product for us and on our behalf. So let me take you through a little bit about some of our top sellers. When I first looked at the business, you know, my background was office products and house paints. You couldn't get further away from health and wellness. And I got a little bit nervous about recommending products. It's something I had never done before. And most people who joined Forever have never done anything like this before. And when I looked at the range, there's, you know, quite an extensive range across all those market sectors that we looked at. So I thought, where do I start? And this is where Forever are very, very clever, of course. They've put together what we call a new owner box. It's Start Your Journey box, Start Your Journey pack. It allows you to really get stuck in and evaluate the top moving products. And the Start Your Journey pack looks like what you see here on the screen if you are in North America, so Canada or the US. It's very slightly depending on what country you're in. So if you're not in Canada or the US, speak to the person who invited you on here tonight, and they'll go through the contents of your local box. But it is a best way to get started. Why? Because it allows you to experience and develop a passion for the top items and find your favorites. Because if you really are in love with a product, guess what? It becomes natural to just chat to people, to have conversations with people and naturally recommend them. And that is the whole premise of our business model. It's word of mouth. And if you think about it, last year in their 39th year of trading, they did $2.6 billion sales all through word of mouth. And it's because the products speak for themselves. I'm just going to take you through some of my favorites. And the first one has got to be our flagship product. This is our aloe vera gel. It is a drink. I didn't know you could drink aloe until I joined Forever. And boy, is it a powerful tonic. This is the natural one. And this is over 96% raw aloe vera taken from the inside of the aloe leaf. I'm telling you, you're not going to find this purity anywhere else. This one works in exactly the same way. It's a little bit sweeter. It's still 90% raw aloe from the inside of the leaf, but it's sweetened with cranberries and apples. If you have a sweeter palate like me, you'll probably prefer this one. So who drinks it and why do they drink it? Well, if you think about what aloe is most commonly known for, it's a cleanser, it's a healer, it nourishes because it's packed full of nutrients. Vitamins, minerals, amino acids, really everything your body needs and all working in harmony with each other. So when you drink aloe, you get all the benefits from all those wonderful ingredients. And when I think about how I feel, my energy levels are high. I see the difference in my hair, my skin, my nails. This drink is for healthy people who want to stay healthy. It is our flagship product. It represents over half of our turnover. I'm not surprised because when you drink our aloe, you see and feel the difference. And when you think about if you're feeling and seeing the difference, you naturally chat to people and other people will also want to feel and see the difference. And they will come back month in, month out. It is my #1 seller for my handful of customers, as it is with Jane's and most people working with Forever. So you get the aloe drinks in your pack. Another two of my favorite products is the soap and the aloe propolis cream. And the soap, my customers describe it like washing with liquid silk. And the aloe propolis cream is aloe vera combined with propolis, which comes from the beehive. And this is my favorite product because when I first joined Forever, my son was 6 months old. He's a stonking, huge man-mountain teenager now. But when he was a baby, suffered from a skin condition. And using these two products in harmony with each other, it made a massive, massive difference. So much so that he no longer has any flare-ups because this is all we use and all we've used now for 16 years. So the aloe propolis is my #1 favorite topical cream because it's fantastic, deep moisturizer and healing cream. Another one of my favorites for my boys is the aloe heat lotion, which you also get in your pack. And the aloe heat lotion combines, of course, the wonderful deep healing properties of aloe with eucalyptus and menthol. So it's fantastic for aches and pains. And both my boys are rugby players and they're always spraining and pulling muscles. And so this is very popular in our household for aches and pains. My girlfriends all love the aloe scrub, the Forever aloe scrub, and that's because it's got aloe and jojoba. It's in a fantastic face and body cleanser, and your skin, I promise you, will feel, I wish I could just reach out. Your skin will feel so silky, silky smooth. I wouldn't be without it. Another one of my favorites is the Aloe Evershield deodorant because it doesn't contain aluminium, so it keeps you fresh all day and it's very safe to use. And finally, I wish I could go through them all, but we don't have time. Finally is the Forever Bright Tooth Gel. Again, it combines aloe and that propolis. You get all the healing properties of aloe for your gums, and it's got natural whitening properties to it as well. So I'm very proud of my white teeth. So it's going to give you a feel for these are products that make a difference. You feel and see the benefits. You become a walking advert. You become your own best product, and people will ask you, what are you using? Because they will see the difference in you. So you get the top selling products in your Start Your Journey pack. And as Jane said, it is heavily discounted. You're accessing it if you're in the US at $245. Plus, you get all the literature you need to get started, including the brochures, the order forms, your receipt pad, your first steps to manage your workbook. As Jane said, the manager position is pivotal in our marketing plan because that's where things get really exciting and you're on the path to living that extraordinary life. you really get everything you need to hit the ground running from day one. But the other thing that you get in this box, which you don't see here on the screen, is actually what you want. Is that extraordinary life that you dream about is what you really get in this box. And when I think about my life and my family's life, I have to pinch myself some days to think about the extraordinary life we're living today. And to think we did that for a box that costs $245 is unbelievable. So with that, I'm loving the products, and I know you will too. I'm going to pass you back to Jane to wrap us up, and I look forward to seeing you all soon.
Hey, thanks, Diana. And I'm just going to kind of maybe answer a few questions that you might have going around in your mind as we bring you to the conclusion of this presentation. You might be sitting there thinking, well, it's okay for Jane, it's okay for Diana, they're clearly successful, but will it work for me? Can I do this business? You know, can I be successful? Can I achieve my goals and dreams? And if you are thinking that right now, if that thought is going on in your mind, let me just answer it for you. Listen, you need to take this business seriously. You know, certainly myself, when I joined Forever Living, I didn't join to give it a go. I didn't join to see if it would work. I didn't join to play at it. I joined to be successful. And I was prepared to take it very seriously, as any business you would if you were investing your time and your effort into it. You need to also be coachable and attend the relevant trainings. For most of us that join this Forever Living, this industry, team marketing, we've never had any experience of this before in our previous life. So we have to be open to learning new ideas, new skills, new methodologies of earning an income. And if you will be coachable and become a sponge and learn what you need to learn, I promise you it will serve you well. You also need to commit the time required to become successful. Sadly, we see all too much in this world of instant gratification where people think that they're almost, they deserve overnight success, that they're going to get it, and they're disappointed if they don't. And what I want to say that in Forever, just because you register and you get a pack does not guarantee you that you're going to be successful in a week. It may take you 6 months, it may take you a year to learn the skills you need to learn to be successful. I can honestly say, hand on heart, it was 8 months before I had that light bulb moment where I went, oh my goodness, that's how it works. And suddenly all the pieces of the jigsaw came together and I saw it, I knew it, and I just raced with it. But that took 8 months. But during that 8 months, I made a really good income. You also need to be self-motivated because you are the boss. You're the boss that looks back at you every single day from the mirror. But you also have people above you called your sponsor and your upline team members who are committed to helping you achieve the success you're looking for. But you've got to come to the table inspired, motivated, and wanting to achieve your goals. And if you have that mindset, then everything is possible. You need to be willing to think, dream big. And this is the one thing that I spend quite a lot of time with people, opening their mind to possibilities. Because, and I can only speak from experience, but when I got involved in Forever, I have had many dreams. You know, when you're a youngster and you get your first job, you're in your first career, you get your first income, you maybe get your first house, you've got goals and dreams, but in a job, somebody else is paying you an income that they believe you're worth. And so what you do, based on the income that somebody else is paying you, you shrink your dreams to match your income. And what we want you to do in this industry with Forever is to open up your mind, to think and dream and set those big goals that maybe you had years ago but never felt you could achieve because of the career you were in at that point. Because what we want to do is we want to know what you want, no matter how big it is or no matter how small it is, and we want to show you how to achieve it. So we want to help you grow your income to match your dreams, and that way everything is possible. You need to commit to having the regular customers. You need to commit to build your team. You need to commit to working with 5 key people at any one time. And as you develop your first 5, you then find your next 5. and so on and so on. You need to tell everybody what you're doing. This business works very well when you talk about the product with passion and when you talk about the opportunity with conviction and passion. And finally, you need to have a great attitude. I can, I will, I must. Everything is possible. Is your glass half empty or half full? Some people's attitudes are so bad, they only brighten up the room when they leave it. You need to have a great attitude because your attitude is infectious. When you have a great attitude, you've got that big smile on your face, your energy will attract people into your sphere of influence, and before you know it, people will be saying to you, what are you doing? You're different. You look great. What's going on? Tell me more. So these key points that I just shared with you will guarantee your success. And we don't say that lightly, because we know from experience the only people that ever fail in Forever are those that quit. Some people may take a little longer to get to their goal than others, but we know that everybody will get there eventually if they're using the product, sharing the opportunity, and teaching others to do exactly the same. Now, we have in the last hour just shared with you what we believe to be the most incredible opportunity in the world today. You know, I've been doing this business for 20 years. Within 7 years of working the business, I never actually financially had to work again. But there is something about this company that gets under your skin. It's not just a job, it's not just a career, it becomes a way of life. And we love with a passion what we do. But what we've done with our passion tonight, myself and Diana, and with our success and our stories, we have shared with you an incredible opportunity. But we need you to do something for us now. We need you to make a decision. And that decision could be one of three things. It could be, you know what, I've seen it, I love it, it sounds so exciting, I want to get involved. And if that is your answer, get back to the person who invited you onto this call tonight, get registered, get your Start Your Journey pack, and literally have a planning meeting, identify your goals, let's go to work and let's enjoy the journey. It could be, you know what, I like it, but right now it's just not for me, it's not good timing. And if that is your answer tonight, then that's okay. You know, if timing is an issue, we understand that. But what we would say is, whilst you're waiting for the time to be right, use the product, because the products are incredible. And I can promise you, once you start using these products, you will begin to see why we're so excited about the opportunity, and you will see a difference in the way you feel. Or it could be maybe, you know, I've heard everything you've got to say. It sounds super exciting. However, I've got a few questions. And if you've got questions, you need to get them answered, and you need to get them answered quickly. So if you've got questions, get back to your friend who invited you onto this call tonight. Get those questions answered. Turn the maybe into a yes. Get registered, get your box, and come join us, because I promise you, next year, our 40th year, is going to be the biggest year ever in Forever. And we want you with us on that journey, starting looking forward to the next 40 years. So in closing, I would just like to say that, you know, sometimes people hear this opportunity in the back of their mind, they say, well, I don't really know how it works, I don't understand it, it's not familiar, I've never seen anything like this before. And I want to just say something to you. If someone offers you an amazing opportunity and you're not sure you can do it, just say yes, and then learn how to do it later. And that comes from Richard Branson, and I think it's a phenomenal quote. When I joined, when Diana joined, when 99% of people joined Forever, they didn't truly understand it, they didn't even know if they could do it, but they said yes, they had belief, they had a passion, they wanted a different way of life, and they got happily involved. And they learned the process on the way to success. So I'd like to say thank you very much, all of you, for sharing your valuable time with us tonight. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed the information. I hope that you're so excited you don't sleep a wink all night tonight with the thought of the endless possibilities of what you can create for your family and your loved ones. And we look forward to seeing you on this presentation again in the next couple of weeks with people that you want to invite to hear the story that we just shared with you. So have a phenomenal rest of the day. Get yourself involved in this company. Come join us. We promise you the journey of a lifetime. Thank you very much for your time.